What's up, basketball fans? This is CLM Talk Hoops, and appreciate you guys tuning in for my first ever video. A little bit about me. My name is Coy. Wanted to start off making this YouTube channel to try to talk about some NBA takes, whether they be good or bad. They're my own personal takes, but I feel like a lot of people don't really have I wouldn't say a grasp on how they want to view things when it comes to the NBA, but it's very lopsided. We like to use this Spurs Thunder series, for example, really inspired me to want to make a YouTube channel to begin with, because I feel like there's a lot of negative publicity especially involved with this series, where you can dislike Oklahoma City, perfectly fine. You can love the San Antonio Spurs, that's perfectly fine. If it isn't obvious, I got my Oklahoma City Thunder or Tel Aviv Thunder, whatever you want to call it, little bomber jacket on. I'm an OKC fan. I've been since about 2014, which I'm pretty sure is the year that Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant went out. It's either like 2014 or 2015. I get my timelines mixed up with it. But been a fan for about 12, 13 years. I want to start off by specifically talking about Game 5, because I would have loved to cover Games 1 through 4, but I didn't have my setup for this part. But Game 5 was a rough one. It really was. As a Thunder fan, seeing the way that some of the refs call things is completely disgraceful to the organization. Absolutely despise that goaltending call. I don't really understand how you have three refs on a court, and you can see, I'm pretty sure it's Luke Cornett, he either gets a rebound or he tries to tip it in, and Casey Wallace comes over and smacks it. And I think the broadcasting crew of that was Reggie Miller, Tarico, and Jamal Crawford. And they were saying that it was close, which I guess it kind of made me not understand the goaltending call because it looked like the most blatant goaltend of all time, right? I thought anything that was above the cylinder was a complete goaltend, no matter what. Now, I don't know if it's like, if you were to tip it up and it's like you're here and the ball is still going up and it's just slightly above the rim. I don't know if you can smack it away. Don't got a clue. But me and about 99% of anybody that watched the game figured that was a goaltend. Uh, it sucks. Like, it straight up sucks. You know what I mean? Like I said, being a fan of the Oklahoma City Thunder, like, they're my team. And it doesn't help when you add fuel to the fire. Uh, I guess people would expect me to be a Tony Brothers fan. I'm not. I think he is one of the crappiest refs of all time. Um, I can respect that he likes to stick to his guns, and he really won't. He won't like wish wash on it. Like he'll tell you how it is, and that's what it is. I can respect that to a fault. You know what I mean? Because there are some refs that can get really. Somebody come up to them and say that's not it, and they'll change their mind. Which that could be a good thing if it was a really bad call. In this scenario, I would have really liked for that to be reviewed, but I mean, I don't understand it. Specifically for all my Spurs fans, I'm sorry about the Mitch Johnson challenge call. I thought it was bullcrap when at first, I was watching it, but I'm pretty sure, according to NBA Twitter, the Ten Commandments almost on just how to follow rules, the majority of people were saying that you have to call a timeout if you want to call a challenge, which is kind of like, how do I want to say this? It's sometimes you can, sometimes you don't. It's NBA refereeing at its finest. A lot of people, I mean, I think everyone's sick of this right here, where they just throw their finger up and spin it. It's annoying. It 100% is. But in that time, which I'm pretty sure this is all the same play involving Luke Cornett and Casey Wallace, he wanted to challenge it, but they didn't give him the challenge because you got to call a timeout. Which in that case, that's fine if that was called correctly every single time. But it's not. We've maybe seen in this series where it maybe Mark Dagnall or somebody in the Thunder or Mitch Johnson himself has been able to do this, and then they just kind of stop and official review it. It's whatever the refs want to do, and I don't agree with it. But other than that, regarding Game 5 and the horrific officiating that we saw, that fourth quarter was disgusting for both teams. No matter what, San Antonio, I know I got a lot of people rooting for y'all right now because y'all are a young, upcoming team. I love every one of your players, right? I'll get into that more throughout the video. But that fourth quarter was horrific. Y'all really shot yourselves in the foot when it came to trying to win this game. Not even that Oklahoma City was playing good or their defense was good, but a lot of just lazy basketball. And there's a time to not be lazy. It is when you are down trailing entering the fourth quarter. So not a fan of it. The other thing that I'm not really a fan of was Victor Wembanyama. I think according to these stats, it was 4 to 15, or he shot 4 for 15. Anytime your star player shoots that sort of percentage, it's going to be really rough. Cavaliers fans should know all about your star player shooting bad percentages, or your so-called star player only getting 2 of 8 in a sweep. Shout out the Knicks. But yeah, I don't really like the coaching scheme involved with Wembanyama specifically because I've seen games where he just gets ignored. And maybe that's credit to the Spurs coaching staff where they want to use him as a decoy. I'm not a coach, right? I'm not too sure on how they want to play things and like how they want to use Victor Wembanyama. And I'm not going to say that I can out-coach Mitch Johnson in any sort of facet or Sean Sweeney for that matter. Uh, but I just didn't like it. I wasn't like. I think everyone can agree that we want to see Victor Wembanyama more towards that 10-foot range, maybe free throw going into it, because most people that guard him, you can have like smaller guards where we had J-Dub at the time, Caruso, Cason Wallace, fantastic perimeter defenders, but all Wemby's got to do is keep the ball up here. Anytime he swipes down, it's a little dangerous. But it's Victor Wembanyama. I mean, he's just as talented as it gets. Apparently, Isaiah Hartenstein is the best that we can do. I would have loved to see Chet have more of a one-on-one coverage with Wemby, but Chet don't hold a candle to Wembanyama, unfortunately. So I get that, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure in the fourth quarter as well, touching back on that, there was a ton, and I mean a ton of plays with Wembanyama where I'm pretty sure it's T-Mac's birthday, so shout out T-Mac, but he was throwing it off the backboard to himself, like straight up just, he'd get triple covered, tossed off the backboard and try to get his own board, which it did work, I'm pretty sure in game 4 when we got smacked in the mouth. He did that a lot. And the majority of the time, you can do that, especially when you're 7'4" and Chet to sit on the perimeter and we don't have iHeart. But no, I didn't see any plays revolving him that I liked. Another thing I want to touch on, specifically involving Cason Wallace. Not only am I an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, I've been born and raised in Kentucky pretty much my whole life, and I am a big I'm a big University of Kentucky fan. So seeing players where there's 4 people in this series right now that I'm always going to be a fan of, regardless if you like Shea or not. I will always respect and love Shea, not only because he is the MVP of my team, but he's a University of Kentucky player. And you got Cason Wallace, who honestly, like, that was kind of like the later end of college when I kind of stopped watching as much as I used to. But Cason Wallace couldn't have picked a better person in that draft for us. He is a dog. He is what you want. He is a winning caliber player. It already helps that we have Alex Caruso coming off our bench, but to have him and Cason Wallace off the bench is real disruptors. I know Reggie Miller likes to call Caruso Captain Chaos or Chaos Caruso, whatever it is. You need to give Cason Wallace a nickname too. It ain't just gonna be Queso. But yeah, he was a plus 29 off the bench, and he is a starter caliber player at any other team. I like going against the San Antonio Spurs, where you have someone in the past like Manu Ginobili who could have been a starter caliber player on any other team, but he knew his role. I'm not going to say that's going to be the case in Wallace. He may get shipped out at some point. I would love to have him as a Manu Ginobili type player, but he's interchangeable. There were multiple times, if you guys remember, during the regular season where SGA went out, and Cason Wallace had multiple games dropping 30. I don't know if it was like 30 and 10 or something like that, because he can pass pretty good. He's a point guard, but I know that he had a lot of 30 bombs. And seeing right now a plus 29 off the bench, that is exactly what we need if we want to beat the Spurs. And moving more towards the Spurs, got to touch on my Kentucky boys. Not a huge fan of what I've seen from Keldon Johnson, which I've never been like an extreme huge fan of his game. I will once again have that respect factor because he is a Kentucky player. I'm not liking it. His shot, I know that Spurs fans have talked about in the past. He's really not known for his three-point shooting, but I don't like where he fits in the system. Now, I've seen a lot of crazy takes where I don't know if it's actual Spurs fans or what. I'm sure that all of you guys love KJ, for sure. But I've seen some things where it's that bad, where y'all want him shipped, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're definitely like a shorter guard, which I don't really know what position he plays, I don't want to think he's a point guard. I want to say he's like just kind of like a stocky shooting guard, but he's a shooting guard that can't shoot. So where would you fit on a role? You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't say Keldon Johnson is a lockdown defender by any metric. Maybe if the advanced eye stats, somewhere like that, will say that he's a pretty good defender. I'm not too sure. He's a big body, that's for sure. So if he can kind of like slide his feet a little laterally and kind of like stop people like that, that's fine. But his shot, anytime he shoots it, I'm happy. Except for that one game in the regular season where it was he was lights out, and I thought Keldon Johnson. That was 6th man of the year, Keldon Johnson. He may have done it twice against us in the regular season, but I'm not happy with the Keldon Johnson minutes, especially with him being 6th man of the year. And we'll talk about Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant, he had a few touches this game, and I feel bad for the kid. Like, I really do. Like, I'm 26. I'm not that much older. I guess I'm an unk compared to almost the entire lineup of the San Antonio Spurs. Carter Bryant, to my knowledge, is 19 years old, and he has been absolutely flamed every single game. Uh, just the things that he's done in the past, where he'd take a bad three, which he has a lot of sloppy defensive plays, and that will kill you as a coach, right? Where a lot of bad fouls. With Stephon Castle being the excellent defender that he is, uh, he's not Stephon Castle. We'll put it that way. And Stephon Castle can lock up Shea 94 feet. I've seen him do it multiple times. I am huge on Stephon Castle capital right now. He is going to be a top 10 point guard in the league. I can guarantee you that. He is excellent. The Spurs have built something with Stephon Castle. Carter Bryant's not there, and he's 19. Like, I'm not mad. And the fact that a 19-year-old is able to get this sort of minutes, even if it's not a lot. I mean, he hit a three. He had a dunk in transition. I won't call it transition. I know Luke Cornett kind of like, I wouldn't say held, but, he did that Gortat screen where, like, he kind of, like, moves Hartenstein. He had a wide open dunk for Carter Bryant. But the Spurs bench is not as strong as I would have thought, which these words may come back to bite me. Like, I'm not a avid Spurs hater. Like I said, I love the team. I just so happen to be a Thunder fan. It is what it is. But watching them in the regular season, especially when we got game-by-game bases of just coaching in general and shortening rotations, the OKC Thunder, luckily, we are so deep that we could run minutes of Aaron Wiggins, which, by the way, I love Aaron Wiggins. He ain't been the guy in this series. I think he's had not a lot of minutes, you know what I mean? Probably 15 at max, maybe counting some of those blowout minutes that we had. But I haven't seen him do a damn thing. Like, I think I saw like a layup and a pull-up jumper, but his threes, he may be shooting 0% from three this series. Kenny Hustle has had more productive minutes than Aaron Wiggins, which that's saying a lot. No shade towards Kendrick Williams, but that can't be a thing. You know what I mean? And the Spurs, where they got to call upon their bench guys to help out, because as much as I like Victor Wembanyama, he's only one guy, and one guy will never ever win a championship, right? Going back to Kentucky, De'Aaron Fox in this game specifically, as quick as he is, and just how deadly of a like slasher / mid-range guy that he is, not this game at all, which sucked. Unless you're a Thunder fan like me, it was a little cool, seeing him miss three pretty much wide open layups, NBA standard layups, but that's not a winning formula. It's not. And Spurs fans, I don't know how we feel about De'Aaron Fox. I mean, I know like Kings fans will always love De'Aaron and stuff like that, and I know De'Aaron Fox will still have a high regard, but it does suck when like the person that you signed in like the offseason to help you get over that hump, especially to help Victor Wembanyama, has not been performing to his capabilities. He is playing through an injury. That if you want to like critique me for anything, he is playing through an injury. I get that 100%. So are 8 other people in this series, damn near, right? Unfortunately, this is a very physical series. Whoever wins this is going to have a very tough time going against the New York Knicks, who are fully healthy with a full rest. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox, I'm just going to go ahead and assume he's kind of playing at 80%. But even if he's doing that, he needs to hit his layups and he needs to hit his shots. I don't know his exact shooting percentage. I'm about to get probably flashbanged by my camera. Oh yeah, it's bright. De'Aaron Fox, he shot 4 for 15. He also had the same stat line as Victor Wembanyama. 4 for 15, 0 for 4 from 3, 1 for 2 from free throws. He had 8 assists and turnover. So his assist to turnover ratio was fantastic. Not much more you can ask for with that. But, man. Other than that, I don't have much to talk about involving Game 5. Really excited, looking forward to Game 6, as it's very pivotal for the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know the percentage, but it was maybe 70% of all teams that win Game 5 go on to win the series. Maybe it's larger. Maybe it's like 88. I don't really know the exact percentage, but y'all got a hill to climb. Now, luckily for the Spurs, it is going to be home court for Game 6, which, if I'm going to keep it a buck, this may be a Game 7. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Wemby going out this sad, regardless of how the team's been performing. He may have had a bad game. He won't have 2. He will not have 2 bad games. I thought it's going to be good for the San Antonio Spurs to see and really show, like, just because they're young, that they can potentially step up and defeat the NBA defending champions. And when it comes to the Knicks, if I was a bet man, I bet the Spurs. You know, it'd be really interesting to see Victor Wembanyama get a ring year 3, year 4, year 3, something like that, which is unheard of. You know, he's been doubted the entire season on what he can do, and if he's able to come in and run the playoffs and smack the defending champions in the mouth, especially in a Game 6, Game 7, it's going to be some scary conversations. We'll put it that way. Other than that, so I'll check back in on Game 6, give my honest opinions on that. Other than that, appreciate you guys for watching the video, and I'll see y'all later.